what's good? How we doing? How's it going? For whatever reason, I keep feeling the need to start my videos out like that, so we might just like, I don't know, maybe that'll be a new intro. I don't know though, I don't really like change. Hey guys, so it's Savannah, welcome back to my channel, and today we are back doing another story time. You guys have been asking for a story time for a minute now, so that's what we're doing today. Today's story is a weird one, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty strange. I don't even know where I'm really going with this story time. You guys have wanted like a funny story time, and this, looking back, is pretty hilarious. I mentioned in my Q&A, the last one that I did, I got asked the question, what was the worst first date I've ever been on, and I answered that I went on a date with a vampire, and a lot of you were like, that's not normal, we want a story time. So that's what we're doing today. It doesn't really have a distinct like ending, the end, that's it, case closed. I'm gonna take you through a weird series of events. We're gonna see how me, Savannah, hello, is typically not the best at the whole relationship thing, at the whole dating thing, picking the right people, you know? I'm gonna be telling you guys a story of the mysterious Tinder man. So for the sake of this story, we will call this kid Logan. Once upon a time, when I used to use Tinder and Bumble and all of those dating apps, I was on Tinder. Of course, you guys should know that like whenever you're using like online dating apps or just dating in general, to always be safe, always let a person know where you're going, who you're going with, like their information and all of that sort of stuff. You guys know that. Tinder is definitely, in my opinion, like a lot shadier than Bumble. I always just feel like Tinder is a little bit more questionable. Not a little, a lot more questionable. This was like a year and a half ago, and like, was I making good decisions at the time? No, of course not. So I'm on Tinder and I'm swiping and I'm swiping and I'm swiping, and I come across this kid named Logan. I mean, obviously like all these dating apps are basically based off of looks. It's very shallow. I see Logan and Logan is cute. We both swiped right on each other and matched, and we started talking, and from talking we moved on to Snapchat, and from Snapchat we moved on to texting, and this was all in the course of probably like 2 weeks. So we're chatting it up. Logan seems really dope. He seems like a really dope guy. This is always how the stories start. Obviously, if he seemed like a psychopathic freak in the very beginning, I would never have gone out with him. Actually, that's like kind of questionable. So me and Logan finally get to the point where we decide that we want to meet up, hang out, all that stuff. So this is where it starts getting weird. The day that we decide to meet, I remember I was hanging out with one of my friends and I was telling her like, I'm going on this date tonight, I'm going with this kid, his name's Logan, this and that. Always do that if you're using one of these dating apps, because honestly at the end of the day, you guys, you never know what's gonna happen. Explaining to my friend the whole situation, the whole lowdown, and she was like, what's his last name? And I was like, wow, I forgot to even ask that question. And we had been texting throughout the entire day, so when I replied to him, I just shot him another text and basically said, by the way, like, what's your last name? You would have thought I asked him like his social security number. He freaks out and he's like, well, why do you need to know my last name? I was like, I'll tell you my last name like if you tell me yours. Like, mine's Brymer, what's yours? After about 10 minutes of like pulling teeth with him, he finally tells me his last name. So he picks me up. It's awkward at first because we're sitting in the car and like he is who he says he is. He's still really cute, like smells amazing, and it's very just like shallow conversation, you know? It's just like, how was your day? What did you do? This and that. Oh, it's so funny how we met on Tinder. Oh, please don't kill me, like that type of thing. He tells me how he needs to get his fangs sharpened. Yeah. I look at him and I'm like, say what now? He goes, do you want to see my fangs? And I was like, not really, but does he show me them anyways? Of course he does. So he shows me like these teeth in his mouth right here. He was not kidding. He was not kidding. Those were like actual legit, like buy them at the costume shop type of fangs. And he goes, yeah, I'm kind of like a vampire. And you guys know, it's kind of like the joke when like you get a hickey or something like that. Oh, a vampire got your neck, or like sucked your blood or something like that. And so I kind of like threw that out there. I was like, oh, like you're like that type of vampire. And he's like, no. And so I'm waiting for the laugh, you know, I'm waiting for the joke, and he's not laughing. Like dead ass, hand on the wheel, looking straight ahead like I'm a vampire. And so because I'm in his car and don't want to die, I'm like, all right, you're a vampire, we're gonna go with it. On the first date, we just kind of like got to know each other. Told me he was a security guard and went to school. The topic of age came up because I think he was like 1 or 2 years older than me. I think my relationship advice is just gonna be non-credible at this point after this video, because it's like, Savannah, what? Homeboy, he starts talking to me and we start talking about age, you know, because he was like 1 or 2 years older than me, and I was like, yeah, my birthday's January 14th, and he's like, yeah, well, like my birthday, like on my birth certificate, like says I was born this year. Let's say he was like 22. I think it said he was 22. He was like, yeah, like my birth certificate says I'm 22, but like I'm not. Yeah, okay. okay. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, well, my birth certificate says I'm 22, but I think I'm 21. And I'm like, I don't think that's how it works. And he goes, no, like I'm convinced I'm 21. Like I just feel it inside me, like I'm 21. And I was like, I don't know if this is vampire years or like human years. Birth certificate says you're 22, you're 22. But did I go on a second date with him? Of course I did. So the second date rolls around. I'm the type of person where like I push aside red flags. Like, oh, you're a vampire? Oh, you think you're a year younger than you actually are? Okay, for sure, dope, let's go on a date again. Second date rolls around. So we're driving. We start talking about like his job because I'm like, oh, like what type of security do you do? Like trying to like kind of get to know him a little bit better. He proceeds to tell me that he does security and then he does online work. Okay. So when he said he does online work, I was like, well, do you care to elaborate? And he goes, I can't tell you. Like, what? Yeah, like I can't tell you what it is, but like it's online work. He goes, there's nothing to worry about. When I say that I literally almost jumped out of a moving vehicle, I'm not joking. So I'm looking at him and I'm like losing my mind at this point. Like, and now he is like seeing me being crazy on like the second date. Online work. Like, what do you mean? Because in my mind, like, first of all, I don't care what you do. Like, do what you gotta do to make your money. Like respect. But at the same time, be straight up with me about what you do for a living and don't tell me, oh, I do online work. Because for all I'm thinking, that means porn star. And he's like laughing and he's like, it's just online work. And I'm like, like open the door, like jump out. Why did I continue this? Like, why did this keep going? And I asked him, I was like, do you do porn? Like I was trying to guess. And he's like, like no, like it's not porn. And I'm like, I think you're lying to me. So then finish up the date kind of, and he's driving me home and he's like, do you want to go and like stop on the beach really quick and just like kind of go for a beach walk? And I was like, yeah, sure, like sounds good. So we pull up to the beach, he looks at his phone and he's like, oh shit, like I have to make a call. Okay, it's like 11:45 at night. Like who the fuck do you have to make a call to? But like again, second date, can't be crazy, like go make your call. Homeboy gets out of the car, walks down the street to make this phone call. He's gone for like 20 minutes. I'm sitting in his car, I'm chilling. He comes back and he lets out this huge sigh. And he goes, I know that this is gonna sound like an excuse. Key tip, if someone starts out something with, I know this is gonna sound like an excuse, it is an excuse. Like point blank, it's an excuse. My uncle just called and he's in LA and his car broke down and he needs me to go pick him up. It's midnight, it's past midnight. Your uncle's car broke down and you need to go pick up your uncle. For sure, dude. Over the past like year, I have definitely grown a backbone a little bit and like don't take this shit anymore, but at the time I was like, okay, yeah, sure, go up to LA. So he drives off. Now it's just like a series of events where we would constantly make plans to hang out that would never happen because Logan was always blowing them off, would always make some excuse. One time he told me that he couldn't hang out because the shirt he wanted to wear wasn't out of the dryer yet. Like it was very, very bizarre. Even when I did get him to hang out with me, I would drill him like crazy and be like, what the fuck do you do? Where the fuck do you live? Why don't you tell me any of these things? His response every single time, if this does not just seal the deal on him being a psychopath, you will find out soon enough. I'm sorry, what? You'll find out soon enough. I'll probably be dead soon enough. Like bro, that's a death wish. You'll find out soon enough. I don't even think I want to at this point now. And it would legitimately drive me insane. And when I would be like, what does that even mean? He'd be like, Savannah, we are getting closer. To what? Homeboy was psycho. So I met Logan in September, right? This didn't really end between me and him until December. This wasn't like 2 or 3 weeks. This was like solid months of us making plans and him not following through with them and me constantly being like, what do you do? And him practically telling me I'm going to find out soon enough and that we're almost there and we're getting closer. Like on a real note, like when you're trying to form like a so-called relationship with someone, probably don't find your relationships off of Tinder. If you're trying to form a relationship with someone, how frustrating it is for them to constantly be telling you that they not only really can't tell you what they do. I'm sorry, are you in the fucking CIA? I didn't think so. But also like you'll find out soon enough and we're getting closer and there's things that you don't understand. What? I started to kind of back off from him and start doing my own thing again. I didn't completely cut him out, but at the same time I wasn't solely focused on him. But this is where it all, this is actually what closed the book. I get a Snapchat message from him, not a text, because God forbid he actually does a normal thing. So he Snapchat messaged me one day and goes, hey, I need to talk to you about something. Mind you, we had plans to hang out that night. And he goes, yeah, but like I need to wait until I see you in person to like talk about it. You're gonna kind of think it's a little weird, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna tell you in person. So we're driving in my car. He goes, okay, like now I'm gonna tell you what is going on. I forget, I wish I remembered what this website's name was called. So there's this website that's kind of similar to Craigslist, and I was like, all right. And there's this photographer on the website, and he got in contact with me. Okay. And he goes, yeah, this photographer, he's from Switzerland, a professional, he's dope, he's legit, the real deal. He never comes over to the United States to do photo shoots or things like that. But for whatever reason, because he's so legit, he reached out to me on this Craigslist type website because he's so legit and told me that he was going to be in Vegas to do a photo shoot and asked me to go and be a part of it and for him to take pictures of me. Okay. Do you hear yourself right now? And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, I was like, if you want my honest opinion, that sounds like a death trap, but you know, do you? And I didn't really think he was that serious about it. I thought this was just one of those things where he brought up and was gonna kind of push to the side. But then he goes, but the reason I'm telling you is because I want you to come to Vegas with me. And I was like, what do you mean you want me to go to Vegas with you? And he goes, I want you to come with me and pretend to be my fiance just in case this goes badly. First of all, if you have to question for even a second that the creepy photographer from Switzerland that you found on Craigslist is going to end badly, then you should not go. Second of all, if you have a feeling that the creepy photographer from Switzerland who you found on a so-called Craigslist type website is going to do something bad, why bring me? What are you fucking talking about? And so I asked him, I was like, show me the pictures. Show me some pictures that this guy has in his portfolio if he's so legit, if he's so professional. When I say that it was the closest thing to porn it could get to without actually being it, I'm not joking. I'm talking about guys fully unclothed, laying on beds with only sheets covering specific places. Made me think even more that this whole online work thing was actually porn. Because yeah, it's the photographer said it'll be me and these two other guys and this and that, and I was like, And he was like, and I want you to come because I want you to be my fiance, and we'll pretend that we've just got married, just been on our honeymoon, this and that. I don't pick good people to date, typically. It's not something I'm good at. The red flags started from the very beginning when homeboy told me he was a vampire. Now we're moving on to him doing pornographic photo shoots and wanting me to be his fake fiance. So obviously, I shut him down and was like, first of all, that's absolutely not gonna happen. I was not gonna think about it. I genuinely think that was the last time me and him actually ever hung out. And he ended up not going to the Vegas shoot because he was gonna have to drive and blah, blah, blah. Not for any reason concerning safety or just having a common sense, you know? Alright, you guys, that was the end of this story time. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, all of my links are going to be at the end of this video and in the description box below. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Savannah. I make videos 3 days a week, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. You should subscribe, join the family. I love you guys so much. And I'll be back in a couple days with a brand new video. Bye, guys.